Man, when you get to a certain point in your career, like whatever your career is or whatever you like planning to do, you can't do things that's gonna purposely ruin it for you. You know, like you can't, like for fighting, for instance, right? You can't be fighting people in public, man, or even in private nowadays, because there's cameras everywhere. But you can't purposely do things to ruin your career. That goes perfectly into this topic, because you know a fight could literally break your career, or if not, it's gonna hit your bank account, and that could literally hurt more. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into this topic, man.
Top off the field, smoke his ass, nigga, top up. Nigga, top off the field, smoke his ass, nigga, top up. Now let's be facts.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing out there, man? I hope you're doing good. You know, just staying safe, just staying alive, man. Click the link in my description, man. Head over to my website if you're looking for some advice, you know, maybe even some YouTube advice. I feel like I have some knowledge about that. Any type of advice, man, just head over to my website. Link is in the description, okay? Let's get into the context.
I got to fight in a restaurant before, and I fought back, and I also got hit with like a $15,000 lawsuit too, cause the bitch threw some liquor on me, and I went at that hoe, and me and my folks tore the restaurant up, but they called me for the bill, cause they didn't know that other hoe that I was fighting. So when I seen that, when I see how you can become somebody and somebody comes try to. I don't fight no more.
But when they put their hand on you, though,
Baby, I don't fight no more.
So hold on. How would you handle that?
What you
I'm
gonna
finna call the police.
How would you handle that same restaurant situation now? How would you handle that same restaurant situation now?
Call the police. Because you don't understand, we gotta go pay for lawyers and all that. I'm not lying. That shit hit you worse. It make you want to walk away. It make you say, fuck that when the hoe go to hit your pocket, man. Fuck these hoes, man. I'm calling the police on you, bitch. And I mean that. I'm not just telling y'all I'm calling the police because I'm scared of no hoe. You see how big my motherfucking hands is? I'm not scared of no.
Man, I saw that shit. I'm like, man, I low-key wanted to clap. Like, that was low-key a clapping moment. But then I'm like, when you think about it just a little bit more, it's good, yeah, for her growth. But at the same time, not really. And let me explain why. The real growth would have been in, and this is something I've personally come to realize nowadays, the real growth in this situation, in her situation, right, would have been, no, I don't fight anymore. Because you realize that like 9 times out of 10, the random ass fights y'all be seeing going on could have literally been handled if they just talked it out. I put that on everything, bro. I really come to realize that, because afterwards, sometimes you'll see a fight, like a video or something like that, and afterwards they talk it out, and you're like, wait, y'all was fighting because of that? You know what I'm saying? And it really be shit like that. When you start to see things like that, and you start to see that over and over, or you start to see, like, let's just say you hear 2 people arguing, right? You hear 2 people arguing, and then you listen in and like, wait, they arguing over this? And then if they start fighting, you're like, wait, y'all could have just talked this shit out. Y'all wasting y'all time fighting over something that could have literally been handled if y'all just talked it out like 2 adults. That's where the real growth would have been in this moment. Like, nah, I'm not fighting. What the hell I'm fighting for? This shit about to hit my pockets. I'm not fighting over this shit. Let's talk it out, if anything, or I'm gonna just walk away and call the police. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's where the real growth would have been in. Not, oh, you know, I know I could still beat her ass, but, you know, I'm gonna just, no. Like, no, let me chill. This is not worth it. She gonna hit my pockets more than she gonna hit me. I'm gonna walk away and we gonna call it a day. I'm gonna take the pride hit. It's gonna hurt my pride a little bit, but shit, it's worth that. I'd rather lose that little bitty pride that I have of, you know, potentially going out fighting somebody than lose that 15K that she mentioned, or more, you know, depending on the person. It could be more. And my whole mentality around this has changed ever since I started college. I started to really realize, like, sit back and think. When you know, like, where you're heading, like, your future, or if you're there already, whatever the case is, you start to realize you have too much to lose. That's another thing. If she had mentioned that would have been like, oh yeah, that's real growth right there. When you realize you have too much to lose, or you're on your way to having too much to lose, you can't purposely do things that's gonna ruin that shit for you. Don't get me wrong, you get caught up, and I'm not gonna say every single fight is unavoidable, because some people would really just test you because you're famous or you're on your way to becoming famous, whatever the case is. But I'm just saying in general, you can't do stupid things like that's gonna purposely ruin your career. Like in her case, a girl threw a drink at her, a non-lethal drink, and you want to go fight. Don't get me wrong, I know it's a pride hit. Like, wait, she really just threw some wine at me or whatever the case is. I get that. But even then, you should have known that she was gonna shoot your ass. Like, even in that regard, right? You that famous, you're that much of a public figure. Your rights is different. Your rights have changed now. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wouldn't have sued you or whatever the case is if they didn't know who you were or whatever the case is. But even then, like, you risking all of that for no reason just because she threw some liquor at you or whatever the case is. Pride hit, I know, but put that pride shit to the side, because you know that shit's gonna hurt. But see, stories like this where you live and you learn, man. You learn from people like her who have to deal with this type of thing, or even other richer celebrities or whatever cases. Them $1 million lawsuits, bro. That shit. just from the outside looking in, I know that should be hurting them. But you know, like I said, live and you learn, man. Let me know what y'all think though, man, because I know I could be looking at it wrong. I know there's some people out there who don't care what it is. They're not letting anybody disrespect them. I get that. Trust me, I do. But when you start having responsibilities, you start having things like, man, you start to have to really sit back and think, like, yo, if I do this right now, how would this impact me? How would this impact my family? How would this impact my next few years of my life? How would this impact my career? When you start having those type of questions, trust and believe you move a lot different in the thing that you would potentially do or that you thought about doing. You move a lot differently, man. Trust and believe. That's all facts right there, bro. That's all facts right there, man. But like I said, let me know what y'all think. If you made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Click the link in my description, man. Let me know, man. The first person who signs up for this consultation, man, I greatly appreciate it. I'll go above and beyond. I'm gonna go above and beyond anyway, but that first person, that person's gonna be special to me, man. I'm not even gonna lie. So yeah, thank you, and more videos coming soon, man.